Thank you all for joining us. We'll call this meeting to order for Monday, April the 8th, our town council meeting. We appreciate each and every one of you being here with us this evening. If you have a device that might ring, talk, chirp, or play music, even though we like music, please turn it on silent so that we can give you our full attention and you ours. So thank you so much for doing that. So, Council, we will stand for a Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing all of us here this evening. We've had an important week. We always have important days, and your glory was seen today in the movement of our celestial bodies. Please be with each of us tonight and help us, guide us to make decisions that are good for the whole in our community. In his name we pray. Amen. All right, council members, you have been able to review the meeting minutes from March the 11th, March the 18th, March the 25th, and April the 1st. Are there any changes, deletions, or additions?
I'll make a motion to accept as submitted.
Okay, I have
Second.
a motion to accept and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much. Public comment. Pursuant. I want to make sure he's not helping someone fill out the sheet. You good? Okay. Pursuant to Section 2-46 of the Code of Ordinances for the Town of Fort Mill, any citizen of the town may appear before council for the purpose of providing public comments on any municipal matter except personnel matters. Those who wish to speak must sign in outside of council chambers prior to the start of the meeting. Citizens will be given 3 minutes each to speak. Do we have anyone signed in this evening? All right, thank you. All right, presentations. Very excited to welcome the Fort Mill Economic Partners with a status update. So thank you for joining us, Mariah.
All right, good evening. Thank you all for letting us come to present. We always enjoy being able to give you guys an update on what we've been doing, and you guys have had a busy 2024 so far, so congratulations. We're very excited for everything that you guys have been doing and so much of support. Our organization also has had a busy 2024 so far, so I'm here to just give you guys a brief update and make sure you guys are aware and answer any questions you have and hear any comments that you have on what we're doing. One of the first things that we have going on that you guys may be aware is our fun run organization, the Strawberry Sprint and Stroll, which is part of the Strawberry Festival. So that is coming up. We are in April, which is hard to believe. We're knee deep in planning. It is April 27th. But before the Sprint and Stroll, we also have the Strawberry Jam, which is Friday night, April 26th. So the 26th, 27th are big dates coming up for us in April. But the main thing I wanted to bring to you guys tonight is the other thing we've been working on, which is our website redesign. If you haven't recalled, we came to you guys last year to bring this as part of our accommodations tax grant project. So we have been working with Destination by Design on the redesign and working of our website. So this has not been finalized, and that's why we want to bring it to you guys to get any comments that you have or any suggestions that you have. But this is a live URL. I think also Chris sent over a PDF version, so it's a little bit easier to look at everything as a whole. But to get the full idea of the website, here is the live URL of it. So this is the opening page. And like I said, we've been working with Destination by Design. So they were able to capture some pictures in the fall, but they're coming back here for the Strawberry Festival and the Sprint and Stroll to capture Fort Mill in the spring. Because you have to have fall and spring of Fort Mill on our website because they're both beautiful. So you come to, this is the main page. So Discover Fort Mill is what our new website will be, Discover Fort Mill, as part of Fort Mill Economic Partners, with the new updated logo that we have. As I stated, we are still working on it, so Live, Work, Thrive About is something that we've been playing with as far as the organization of the website. We've also mentioned we may change work, because work is there's a lot under work, because we want to be able to do a lot of what our current website does right now, but just make some updates to it. So we've just been talking a little bit more about that, but Live, Work, Thrive. So if you're able to click on it, and you see here some pictures of the main street, and this is none of the content has been put in yet, so don't worry, this is not exactly what it's going to be saying. But you'll be able to learn more. It's very interactive, very easy and simple for people to understand what we're wanting to put out there. Living here, the quality of life is very important. The education, having some infographics there, and being able to ultimately coming down of how do you get here. Just the overall simplistics of how do you live in Fort Mill. On every page you will have this section to lead you to the other categories, as well as our contact information, and where you can find us on social media. So we have the work and the thrive. We also have our about, what organization we are, what is Fort Mill Economic Partners, and what do we do, who we are. This is where our mission statement will also be, and how you can get in contact with us. So the reason why we wanted to do this website, we want to complement the town's website that it already has, and also upgrade what we currently have in our website. Our website does a lot of functionality with businesses, and we're going to incorporate and bring all of that over to our new website, but we want to also have a better platform, a current redesign, as well as our updated links to different organizations, York County Economic Development, of course the town of Fort Mill. We're also, if you see here, a blog, we're going to be having a blog or a newsroom. We're still playing with that word blog there, but we want to promote businesses. We want to talk about and have content as far as projects we're working on. We're also looking to collaborate with other content creators to help us keep that as a weekly or bi-weekly updating to the website. So, like I said, it is a work in progress. You guys do have access to this, and if you're looking over anything and there's something you guys think we need to add, we would love to hear it. We're still working with Destination by Design as far as the editing process, but that is all that I have for the update. Is there any questions or comments or anything I can do for you?
What's your targeted completion date?
We're going to go live this summer, so end of June.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be important too, as you have been coming more frequently, we're very grateful for that. I think it would be very nice to also tell us each time you come how many new businesses have come into Fort Mill. You are, an entity to work to generate new businesses. So I know you know that probably before I do. So it would be wonderful just to at least be able to share that in a public format, so that we can, continue to see the growth in our economic area that we want.
Certainly.
So that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mariah, under the work thing, you have the business and I think job seeker and business. Is that where you'll put the, one of the questions I get a lot of times, hey, we're interested in moving here. How do we start a business? Who do we contact? What buildings are available? Who would I see? That type of stuff. So that's one of the questions I get a lot of times. We want to move here, but we don't know who the contacts are. So anyway, will that go under the work business? Is that where you're going to put that?
Yes, yep. And that's why we're still playing with the work aspect, because work can mean a lot of things, but we want to be able to be that resource for people to come to and know how you even have a business here.
Well, there's some people that you had job seekers, I think was the word. So that would be, hey, I want to move here. I'm looking for a job. The other one would be, I want to start a company, a business. because we really would like to be an incubator and startups and support that industry. So that's great. I think that would be, it looks real clean. I think it's a good job of the design, though.
Happy to see the millstone. You know, for those of you that don't know the graphics of a millstone, the round area looks very close resemblance, if not identical, to the millstone at the foot of Main. And hopefully with some effort, we'll be putting one at the head of Main. So we're excited about that and happy to see that on your website.
And then some of the projects that you've completed or been involved with, will there be a section on here talking about those accomplishments as well?
Yes, that's what we're hoping to be under the blog, that where we'll live all of the projects we've done in the past and things we're currently working on.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful. I'm so proud and happy to have you guys working in our town and making things much better. So, thank
Well, we're
you.
grateful for the opportunity. So,
Any further questions for Mariah?
No, just let Destination by Design know we appreciate what they've brought to it too. They have, they did a great job with the Greenway when they worked with them, and it's awesome here too. They just do a fabulous job.
we'll definitely pass that along.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
you, Mariah.
You too.
Thank you, Mariah.
You too. All righty. Now we'll move to presentation number 2, a proclamation to recognize the vital role of first responders throughout the county and to raise awareness and appreciation for the men and women who stand in the gap every day, providing civility and safety to our communities. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and I will certainly share the do we have a copy of the proclamation? It's up here under my nose. Oh, I see. All right. The proclamation is a very formal way of recognizing the benefits of certain activities or people within our community. This goes deeper than that. These are the folks, and I tell them every time we meet, they're the guys that run towards the problems. They're the folks that don't think about protecting themselves. They're constantly protecting us. I sleep better at night because I know these individuals, and I just trust them with every aspect of our community and of our life, and they mean so much to every person up here and to our community. So with that, I'll give you the formal version of We Love You Guys and Girls. A proclamation to recognize the vital role of first responders throughout the country too, and to raise awareness and appreciation for the men and women who stand in the gap every day providing civility and safety to our communities. Whereas first responders include both professional and volunteer 911 operators and dispatchers, law enforcement officers, firefighters, emergency medical services personnel, search and rescue teams, pilots and divers, emergency management professionals, nurses, paramedics, doctors, and other roles in the public safety sector. And whereas first responders are a vital part of our communities whose skills often make the difference between life and death, while dedicating their lives to public service education and extensive training, courage, selfless concern for the welfare and protection of others, their property, and the environment. And whereas these courageous men and women are our primary and best defense against all emergencies that threaten our communities, they are quick to respond at a moment's notice to dangerous and distressing situations that threaten our communities and come to the aid of the citizens while often risking their own safety and lives to selflessly run into danger to protect others, and they volunteer in our schools and community organizations. And whereas first responders respond to emergencies without hesitation, when the call of duty arises and tirelessly give of their time and energy in humanitarian efforts, making themselves available every hour of the day, every day of the year. And whereas the service's dedication and commitment of first responders deserves to be recognized and honored. Now, therefore, I, Gwen Savage, Mayor of the town of Fort Mill, with backing and encouragement of the Fort Mill Town Council, do hereby proclaim the week of May 6th through May 12th to be York County First Responder Appreciation Week in the town of Fort Mill, and encourage all residents to celebrate the service and sacrifice of the first responders who make our communities the best in which to live, work, and raise a family. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the town of Fort Mill to be fixed this 8th day of April in the year 2024. With that, I would like to invite up to the front Chief and Chief, if you would. Chief Wilkerson is our very valued and beloved fire chief, and Chief Zachary, our police department chief. Without them, we wouldn't have the direction and the effort and the stamina and the courage that we certainly do love. We love these guys. They're wonderful. We wouldn't say it if we didn't mean it. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do. Every day. Y'all can find over here. I get a little emotional when we do things like that. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Okay. Yeah. So now to something festive. Haha. Presentation number 3, Jacana Hester, 15th Annual South Carolina Strawberry Festival update. Guys, this festival is a year-long project. It takes many hands, many efforts to pull this off and make it such an enjoyable effort for our community to come together. I hear the band this year is going to be a Queen cover band. I'm showing my age, but I'm going to be first one on the spot.
It's going to be good. Yes, so I am here to present the 15th anniversary of the Strawberry Festival. We're very excited to be celebrating this milestone. Our events will begin on April the 12th, which is this Friday night, and run through May 4th. This year, Debbie Whitsitt, she created our 15th milestone poster, and those are for sale at her shop for $30 each. And then our pageants kick off Friday night, our Little Miss at 7 p.m. at Nation Ford High School. And tickets, you can get those at the door for $10 each for cash only. And then Saturday, April the 13th at 7 is our Teen Miss and Mrs. pageant. And the Strawberry Soiree, which is hosted by the Fort Mill History Museum, will be April the 20th from 6 to 10 p.m. And you can go online and get tickets for that right now. And that's a fundraising evening for them. They have cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, silent auction, a wine pool, and a live DJ. A lot of fun. The Main Street Jam, hosted by the Fort Mill Economic Partners, is Friday, April the 26th from 5 to 9. This event focuses on vendors, food and drink, our downtown merchants, and kids' activities, and it's just a fun night for the community to come out for a little bit smaller event than the festival. And then that's just some pictures from last year. And then following on Saturday morning, we have the Strawberry Sprint and Stroll 5K hosted by the Fort Mill Economic Partners, and you can register for that online. The 5K begins at 9, followed by the fun run at 10. And then the History Museum will be hosting the Strawberry Scavenger Hunt during the day on Saturday, April the 27th from 10 to 3. And you just pick up your hunt there and travel around downtown with your clues and then bring it back to the museum for a chance to win prizes. And then that Saturday afternoon as well, the History Museum and the town will be hosting Barry's Bash to celebrate the 15th anniversary from 1 to 3. And we'll just have sweet treats, games, giveaways, pioneer crafts, and storytelling for that. And of course, Barry Be Good will be there. And then the Strawberry Festival Brunch on April the 28th from 10 a.m. It's actually 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They have tickets online for sale right now for that. And it's just a delicious brunch. The Strawberry Queens will be there. Barry, you can have your picture made with them. And then we'll host our golf tournament on Tuesday, April the 30th. And this event is sold out at Springfield Golf Club. And then, of course, we get to our big festival day at Water Elijah Park on May 4th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Our amphitheater stage, we have 7 elementary schools this year that will be kicking off our morning. At 10 a.m., we'll do the welcome ceremony at 2 p.m. with all of you. And then during the day, yes, we have wonderful music. We've got all kinds of genres and decades, Blackwater Band, Radio Revolver, Cody Webb Band, Groove Machine, Blue Monday, and Absolute Queen.
Yay.
And then at our Fun Zone, our Fun Zone tent, sponsored by Comporium, we just have a whole lot of fun activities going on throughout the day there. And then we're going to have the Strawberry Baby at the Fun Zone tent. This is a very popular event. It's for 0 to 4 years old. All of our entries, they all get a little special token to take home with them, but we pick a winner from each category for a special prize. Then we have our cornhole tournament. This year we are doing it behind Bossy Beulah's. They will be hosting that. Carolina Cornhole is doing the tournament, and you can go online and pre-register for that right now, and then they'll have a few registrations happening during the day there as well. And then we have lots of special activities during the day. We have the Dixieland Cruisers Car Show. We have Pretty Bird Paradise, which is the bird exhibit that was there last year where you can feed the birds. And we're bringing back some pig racing.
All
we actually
right.
have Show Me Swine Racers this year, and they will be racing at 4 different times, and they race for sugar cookies. So that will be a lot of fun to watch. And then, of course, we have food trucks all day, rides, roving entertainment, and just lots of fun. Our festival ride tickets are all day. Those tickets are $1 each, and they take cash only, and we have ATMs on site for that. Our fireworks show will be at 9:45 p.m. And this year, new is our public parking lots, and it's very important that people understand how we're doing this. We will have all of our handicapped parking and our handicapped shuttles, as well as any public shuttles. All of those will be running from our high schools due to safety concerns. We work with Fort Mill School District Transportation Department to come up with a better plan for that, because the buses getting around downtown was becoming a safety hazard. So we will be doing all of the shuttle parking for handicapped and the public at Nation Ford, Fort Mill High School, and Catawba Ridge High School. All service animals and owners must ride on the handicapped shuttles. And then all of those regular shuttles run to and from the 3 high schools and the festival grounds only for all of those lots. All of our other lots, which is all of our downtown lots, St. John's, First Baptist, Fort Mill Church of God, we have Fort Mill Church of Nazarene, the Sisk Memorial, and then Ann Springs Closed Greenway. All of those are going to be walking lots, and is $10 per vehicle. And then this year we have pedicabs that will be running from St. John's, First Baptist, and Fort Mill Church of God. Those are sponsored by David Martin Law Group. And we have 4 of those that will be running around, and you can hop on one of those. They're fun to have your picture made on. You may have seen them like when you go to the Carolina Panthers game, all of that stuff. They have them running around Charlotte. Then we're going to have beer and wine and cider sales at the festival. We actually have our ticket sales and our ID checks. All of that begins at 2 p.m. and our serving time is 3:30 to 9:30. The Fort Mill History Museum handles all of this, and they do take cash and cards. We have 4 Coca-Cola trailers in the park this year, plus we are adding 2 red tents for drink sales. That will be for our water, soda, and juices. And then we will be taking cash and cards this year, and we have ATMs on site as well for cash. But this is something we've worked very hard on, getting with our finance department, getting card readers this year for the town to use to make it easier for the public. And then we will have our strawberry food menu posted online soon. All of our food vendors are required to have a strawberry food item, so you'll be able to go online and view all of those goodies. And our online festival shop is live right now. You can go to scstrawberryfest.com and you can order any of this merchandise before the festival. And this will be the only place where you can actually buy the poster t-shirt. And Northwest Designs Inc. will be on site during the festival, actually making Strawberry Festival apparel. And then, of course, Springs Farm is our official strawberry supplier. They have delicious strawberries, and they went on sale today.
Yes, they did.
So I'm sure people are just gobbling them up. But Springs Farm Market and the Peach Stand, you can get them there. And at the festival, you can get those at Space B and I, which is at our North White Street entrances is where they will be. And then all of our festival rules and details. Please bring a chair or blanket, enjoy the day. I won't read all of these, but you can go to the festival website and view all of our festival rules. And then, of course, we're accepting volunteers right now to help with this year's festival. We'll be having training sessions for them coming up soon. So if you would like to volunteer, just go to our website and sign up for that. We have 196 total vendors this year, 43 which are food, and plus all of our sponsors, plus all the activities we have going on. And this is a layout of the festival grounds. Lots of fun. And we will be having some road closures. For Friday, April the 26th, we'll be closing Main Street from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. and a part of Confederate Street. And we will leave that closed down overnight for the Strawberry Sprint and Stroll the next morning, where through 1 p.m. On Saturday for the 5K. And then for the festival, we will close down the roads on 8 p.m. on Friday evening on North White and those surrounding little roads there until midnight on Saturday. And this is just showing you the different SCDOT road closures. And then, of course, a very important part of our festival is our sponsors. Many of our sponsors, they support us every year, and we appreciate them so much. I'm going to just run through them right quick. Of course, we host this event. Sunbelt Rentals is our presenting sponsor. We thank Springs Farm for all they do for us. Pucker Butt, David Martin Law Group, Rock Hill Coca-Cola Company, Comporium, Duke Energy, Family Trust, Founders, Colmer, Dilling Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Electrical, Georgialina Physical Therapy, WRHI 107 FM and 104.1 The Bridge, Food Lion, Andrews Heating and Cooling, Piedmont Medical Center, Shea Homes, Nation Ford Chemical, York County Natural Gas, Sessoms and Sons Jewelers, Sal Mary's Italian Kitchen, Napa at Kingsley, Domtar, York Electric, South State, Childress Klein, 1% List Advantage, Mosquito Authority, Balloon Express, U.S. Foods, Charlotte FC, Carolina Golf Cars, and Courtview Gynecology. And then our event host partners, of course, the Peach Stand, Fort Mill Economic Partners, Fort Mill History Museum, Springfield Golf Club, Gateway Canteen, and then the Ann Springs Closed Greenway. And this is just some pictures from last year, all the fun, and we're praying for a beautiful, beautiful day again this year for all of our events. And please just go to the festival website, scstrawberryfestival.com. All the information is on there, and then follow Town of Fort Mill and the Strawberry Festival on social media. And this is our wonderful committee that works hard all year to get everything done. And that's it.
That's
Hiring
it.
you for an auction.
She gets to start doing the legal disclaimer.
Yeah, yes, exactly, at the end of a commercial.
Yeah. Very, very great detail on everything that we all enjoy. Thanks to your teammates, Deanna and Chris. I know that you guys undertake quite a bit of work that we don't see to make this possible. And I believe, Mr. Villardo, you have volunteered at our Strawberry Festival, haven't you? Oh, yes. So it's okay to do it. So, yeah, we appreciate your efforts, and we're hopeful that others will do the same and will help us out with the festival that brings so many of our community neighborhoods together. So we're very pleased with all the work. Beautiful graphics this year. Very nice, very nice. So thank you, Council. Do you have any questions for Jacana?
I know we went through the safety and what to bring, not bring, but pretty quickly. But one thing that, and I'm not a dog hater, but is this a dog-friendly event or not? Because I know some of these events we discourage.
Right.
Bringing
Yeah, and that
pets.
is in our festival rules. No animals are allowed, but we do allow service animals, which are officially a dog or a horse, miniature horse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
we've seen some interesting
I do want to
variations.
say this it's amazing how this has grown, and I want to thank everybody involved because I know it's a lot of work, and it gets better and better every year, even though it's hard to do. But I saw the committee was up there. I want to thank all the committee because this is a lot of work. I
It
put on
is.
something much smaller than this, and it's amazing how much time and effort it takes. So y'all do a great job. It's going to be another great year if the mayor will just take care of the weather.
That's right.
And there is no rain date, correct?
No pressure.
Right. No rain date, but, we will keep the public updated with weather plans if weather is an issue.
I do think it's worthy of mentioning because believe it or not, I do pay attention to comments. We did have a different format early on when we started the Strawberry Festival, but we didn't have 196 participating vendors. We didn't have a beauty contest. This has spread throughout a multi-day event rather than just 2 days in the park. So I did want to address that because I see questions and hear questions in regards to that. This is a tremendous amount of work for all our staff. It's not just our event staff, but it's our police department, it's our public works folks, it's our fire department, it's volunteers. It's a lot of work to host this grand event in town, worth it, but I think we've probably reached our max on how many days and how many events we can successfully hold because we'd rather err on quality than quantity. So thank you for everything that you do to make this right.
And for those that are watching, there are plenty of opportunities to volunteer. I hear a lot of times the old school Fort Mill say, things have changed. I never see anybody I know. If you want to see somebody you know, work at the
Volunteer.
History Museum tent. Because I see so many people that I went to school with that come through there. And it's great. It's a lot of fun to be able to do so. So please reach out. But part of the reason it's hard to do 2 days is we couldn't get enough volunteers and people to work everything that was going on. So please help out.
All right.
Jacana, I appreciate you celebrating my anniversary over here.
Well, you can tell that every year you're not satisfied. You take what you've learned, you improve it, and you make the next year's event even better. So,
Thank you.
and you somehow were able to make it bigger, yet make it more locally focused too, with all the extra events and everything else. It's Fort Mill focused. It's Fort Mill first.
And I love that.
Absolutely.
I
So-
love that.
Was so far reaching, it really takes in the entire town. All the different events, the way they all come together is really neat. So it's not just focused on one area on Saturday and done. So that to me is one of the neat things to bring in the whole town.
And over the next month, if you drive by the walking park there and you see a blonde head running around, it's just honk your horn. That's Jacana running around. So just say hey to her.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay. We thank you, Jacana, and staff. Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Chris. We'll begin with old business item number 1, second reading, an ordinance to authorize staff to enter into a lease agreement with Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for the purpose of co-locating equipment atop the town's water tank off Dobie Bridge Road. Chris Pettit is our subject matter expert.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an item we brought before you at your March meeting. We received comments. We're still working on the comments and working through those with the applicant here. So don't have anything new for you tonight. We'll bring this back to you once we do.
So do we need then vote to defer? Do I have a motion for deferment?
I'll make a motion to defer.
I have a motion from Mr. Hudgens and a second from Mr. Garrison. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you. Old business item number 2, public hearing and second reading, ordinance amending the budget for the town of Fort Mill, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning October the 1st, 2023 and ending September the 30th, 2024. We will begin with our public hearing. The public hearing is now open. Do we have anyone that needs to speak in regards to this item? Hearing none, we will close the public hearing. This is a second reading of the ordinance amending the budget. Council, do you have questions of Eric?
I make a
None?
motion to approve old business item number 2.
Okay, I have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you. Old business item number 3, public hearing and second reading on ordinance amending the budget for the town of Fort Mill, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning October the 1st, 2023 and ending September the 30th, 2024. Eric Davis is our subject matter expert. We will open the public hearing. Anyone need to speak on this particular item? Hearing none, we'll close this is loud, the public hearing. This is a second reading. Eric, has anything changed since our first
No, ma'am.
reading?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Hearing that, council,
I'll make a motion to approve old business item number 3.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you.
And Mayor, before we move on, I just want to say, I've had just positive feedback continue on all of these items. I just don't want to blush through them. I know we're just trying to do second reads, but there's a lot of excitement, a lot of appreciation in the town of Fort Mill
Well,
for all the stuff's been ongoing.
And I think that's important to note that these are decisions, very large decisions that we've been able to make as a town recently. I can't ignore the fact that if we had not gotten a $25 million gift from the state to build an operations center, we would not be in a position to make the types of decisions we've made towards taking Hardee's and adding parking to downtown and 2 new buildings to add and make them useful at the same time preserving the history in our Fort Mill that they embody. So we're grateful for the $25 million grant. We look forward to everything that is coming together futuristically. And thank you, council and staff, for working through this for us. Thank you. So I have a motion and a second. Did we vote?
Yeah.
We did? Okay, good. Get wrapped up in my own stuff. Old business items number 3, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the issuance of Fort Mill Public Facilities Corporation installment purchase revenue bonds, Town of Fort Mill project, Series 2024A and Series 2024B, in the aggregate principal amount of not exceeding $29 million for the purchase and improvement of certain real property, authorizing the lease of a portion of such real property to Fort Mill Public Facilities Corporation, authorizing the execution and delivery of certain instruments relating to the issuance and sale of the aforesaid bonds, including a base lease agreement and a municipal facilities purchase and occupancy agreement, each between the town of Fort Mill, South Carolina, and Fort Mill Public Facilities Corporation, a bond purchase agreement among the town, Fort Mill Public Facilities Corporation, and the underwriter, and a preliminary official statement and an official statement related to the Series 2024A bonds and Series 2024B bonds, and other matters relating thereto, which I'm glad they didn't have as many words. Okay, Eric?
Thank you, Mayor. Our bond counsel, Theo DeBose, is here. So I'll let him say anything that he feels is relevant. There are just some minor word changes from the first reading, but nothing of really major substance. But I'll let Theo go into detail.
Welcome, Theo.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. Great to be back. Does council have the copy of the ordinance showing the changes from first reading?
I think we
that
do,
we
yes, in our
presented?
package. Mhm.
Okay, so again, as Eric said, those really arise from bringing a new tax lawyer into my practice, and his practice is a little different than what we've had before. So he had a few comments, and I took those under advisement. So, Mayor, glad to entertain questions about the changes. If not, if council could approve the amendments that are shown before you, both to the title and to the text of the ordinance, and we could proceed with second reading. So 2 separate votes.
Sure. For those of you that will be watching this later or are here this evening, this is an instrument by which we will borrow through bonding for the purchase and any renovation costs for the 2 buildings that we announced close to a month ago now. So it's that simple. That's a lot of words and a lot of legalities to keep us in our lane and doing the right things right, but that's essentially what it boils down to, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Exactly.
Council, do you have any questions? Okay, Theo, you might need to repeat how you want that separated so that we can vote
We would request
twice.
2 motions tonight and approvals. The first is a motion to approve the amendments to the ordinance and the title to the ordinance that were presented to you in the agenda
Okay.
packet.
Do I have someone that would like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion that approve. Now, we're talking about just the revisions to the document since the
The
first
blue
reading.
line.
Right, the amendments.
The blue and the red line on it,
Yes.
yeah. So that's what I was just finishing that then. Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the edits to the ordinance as a first reading.
Does that work?
Does that work, Chris? Barry?
Second?
And I have a second from Councilmember Cook. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you. Theo?
Thank you. The next motion would be to approve the ordinance before you as amended.
Got it. We need a motion to approve the ordinance as amended.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance as amended.
And I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Theo, thank you so much for your guidance. We really don't want to do anything close to this large without having someone of your expertise on our side. So
And his new
It
tax
is a
lawyer.
privilege. It is a privilege, and things are picking up pace, and we'll be speaking with rating agencies and pricing bonds, all within the next 6 weeks. So it's
Exciting.
getting
Awesome.
real.
it's very exciting
Thank you,
for all
members of
of us. And
council.
again, couldn't do it without you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Eric, thank you for your hard work on this as well.
Thank you.
All right, new business items. New business item number 1, a resolution to request the South Carolina Department of Transportation to review signage, signals, and any other safety measures at all school sites within the Fort Mill School District. So before we move into that resolution, I would like to preface it just slightly for those that are not familiar with what we're doing and why. We are attempting to make requests of the Department of Transportation in regards to the roads that belong to them near our school sites. We had the unfortunate and very grievous event where a school crossing guard was killed. I guess it's been going on 2 weeks ago now. And in an effort to try and find ways to prohibit that, limit any opportunity for that to reoccur, we must go through the proper channels because we alone do not have jurisdictional ability to go out and make changes on a roadway that doesn't belong to us. So we are requesting formally, we couldn't really talk about that resolution until all council members were present, to make sure that we're doing exactly what this council sees fit, to ask that each school site zone be reviewed and look to determine, is the signage correct? Is it large enough? Are there flashing lights at each one? Is there a pedestrian walkway? Is there not? It does a speed limit. We're going to ask that the speed limit be reduced within this resolution to 25. So, you know, we certainly grieve with the loss and the hurt of all the students and teachers and family members. But we also want to be actionable. We want to do the things that we can do to address this. So that's what the will of this council is that we apply publicly our request to the Department of Transportation that they take this action and help us find a way to prevent this in the future. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, Chris?
It was,
Here it is, I got it. So, our resolution. Whereas the Fort Mill School District is comprised of 20 schools, including 11 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, and 3 high schools that combined serve over 18,000 students. And whereas all schools within the Fort Mill School District are served either directly or indirectly by roads owned and maintained by the South Carolina Department of Transportation. And whereas the safety, security, and well-being of the students and employees of the school district, as well as the general public, is of paramount importance. And whereas the South Carolina Department of Transportation has the authority to install various signage, signals, and other traffic control and safety measures along their roadways for the purpose of vehicular and pedestrian traffic and safety. Now, therefore be it resolved on this 8th day of April 2024 that the mayor and council of the town of Fort Mill hereby request that the South Carolina Department of Transportation complete a full review of all signage, signals, and other traffic control or safety measures implemented along state roads that serve all school sites within the Fort Mill School District. Be it further resolved that upon completion of the review, the mayor and council hereby request that speed limits in school zones be reduced to 25 miles per hour, and that any other additional signage, signals, or other traffic control or safety measures deemed beneficial for the safety and well-being of the students and employees of the school district, as well as the general public, be installed or implemented along the state roads that serve our schools. This will be signed and sealed upon your motion and vote this evening. So do I have a motion
I
from
make a
council?
motion, we approve new business item number 1.
I'll second it.
I have a motion to approve in a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed. Thank you. And again, this is something that touches us all. I meet with a lot of people that are interested in Fort Mill or have moved here for the sole reason of our school district and the quality of the community of life that we have here in Fort Mill. We want to preserve that quality of life. We want to put safety first, and we want to do everything humanly possible within our jurisdiction to get help in helping those school zone areas. We thank the school district for working with us. We thank our safety professionals that were incredible to respond to this horrible event and to do everything they could to help with the traffic ensuing afterwards. So believe me, there's a lot of heart that goes into this type of situation, and I'm so proud of everyone that responded and that has helped with this issue. Thank you so much. All right. New business item number 2, resolution to provide certification to Unique USA for income tax credits. Chris Pettit, you're our subject matter expert.
Thank you, Mayor. On this item, late the applicant notified me that they weren't quite ready for this, so at this point in time, they are withdrawing this request. They'll resubmit to council at a later date, so no action is necessary.
So we don't need to defer because we don't have it. Okay. Closer to that basketball game. All right.
There's a basketball game?
Tonight at 9:30.
I've slept in weeks.
And new business item number 3, first reading, an ordinance annexing York County tax map numbers, oh joy, 73800000063 and a portion of 73800000062, containing approximately 5.25 acres, located at the intersection of Fort Mill Parkway and Holbrook Road. Penelope, hi.
Good evening. Back in January, the applicant and Mr. Ashok Patel wanted to defer it until today. We have been waiting, staff has been waiting on a new Harris Teeter TIA, and it still has not been reviewed.
Okay.
So we recommended to Mr. Patel if he could wait until that TIA, because he's also doing an addendum to his original TIA based on the results. So based on our traffic consultant, it looks like we would need to defer it till July 8th town council meeting, and that's what I'm here tonight to ask for, that deferment.
That seems like common sense, which I'm happy to see in our realm
Sure.
at least once or twice. And joyfully, if Harris Teeter's looking at another traffic study, then maybe with the eclipse, it might happen. You know?
It's a strange
This might
day.
happen. I'm not sure. But, so council members, do you understand the need to defer this item?
Yes.
Do I have a
Absolutely, yeah.
motion?
I'll make a motion to defer new business item number 3 to July 8th meeting.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And all those opposed? Thank you so much, Penelope. We
Penelope, before you
appreciate
step away, so there is a lot of activity in that area. So when y'all come back, is it gonna include all of it, or are we gonna have to, what I'm asking for, you got like a half a mile area, you got Harris Teeter, you got this, he owns property on the other side of the street, and holistically is the way I'd like to look at it. So is that
Sure.
going to be in that impact study?
Let me explain. The reason why Harris Cedar had to redo their TIA was because their original traffic impact analysis was done in 2018, 2019. And so Harris Cedar's looking to develop the site. And so SCDOT, because those are SCDOT roads, they were like, you need to redo your traffic impact analysis. So we've started with a rewrite of the traffic impact analysis with new counts, actual this year's counts. And so that document is completed and is being reviewed now by SCDOT, the county, the town, and the client. Once we get that information, what happens to Mr. Patel's TIA that he completed last year, there's going to be new data of what Harris Cedar is going to have to require to do. So then we have to update Mr. Patel's TIA based on the mitigation agreement that Harris Cedar is going to actually have to do. And also, with everything that has gone on in the past year, if you remember, we had a project called Crossroads. That was in the picture of all the TIAs. Crossroads is no longer valid. So that was something else to consider, that would not have more traffic impact into this area.
Well, that's good. I'll just say that, but although one of our number ones for the pennies request is to already expand that road up to that intersection at Harris Cedar, I think is where, or is it to just the bridge?
No,
But anyway, so the traffic has grown greatly in that area, definitely, and I just want to look at it holistically. I just don't want to piecemeal it to
no,
say this
it's
is it,
not.
and that's why I just want to make
It's
sure
not.
we're
They're
going
new
to look at all
counts
it.
and
Because one's going to impact the other.
To speak to Mr. Wolf's concern, and I think we all share that, it is a concern, but I do believe there are triggers in each of these processes that require, once a time has expired or a condition has changed, that they have to redo that. This is a costly process, but a necessary process to ensure that we're working on the current situation and not one that I believe we approved Harris Teeter in 1819. Yeah, and I do mean 1819, not 2018-19. So, you know, it's been a while and we have
Yes,
a
it
few more
has.
horse and buggies. So I do think it's prudent to keep asking that we look at this as a node, which we do talk about. And Penelope is working towards a new 10-year comprehensive plan for the town, in which that will also become one of the tools that we use to ensure that we're looking at it from all avenues. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just for you to know, both the Harris Cedar and Mr. Patel, you know, they've been really receptive to redo the TIA to provide the true analysis with the new information.
And they have to.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I mean,
There's something great about you got to.
Well, thank you, yes.
yes.
All righty. Do I have, you already did the deferment. All right, we'll move to new business item. Penelope, thank you. You probably just want to stay there. New business item number 4, approval of recommendations from the March 25th, 2024 ad hoc appointments advisory committee to town council for vacant board and commission positions. I believe Mr. Helms, Councilman Helms, is going to guide us through what
And be
we've
patient with
done.
me as I go through this.
Go right ahead.
The committee met, and our recommendations from the committee, Board of Zoning Appeals, we recommend reappointing Jennifer Allen to serve for the next 3-year term for seat 1. Seat 2, recommend appointing Derek Murr to serve a new 3-year term. Historic Review Board, seat 1, recommend reappointing Elizabeth Leventis to serve a 3-year term in seat 1. Seat 2, recommend reappointing David Booth to serve a new 3-year term. And on the Planning Commission, seat 1, recommend reappointing Daniel Reynolds to serve a new 3-year term. And seat 2, recommend reappointing Matthew Lucarelli to serve a new 3-year term. And that's our recommendations.
So I think it's important to add, these are volunteers that fill out a form on our website. Anyone is free to do so, and we welcome those that are willing. These volunteers spend a great deal of time. Two of our current council members spent a number of years on our planning commission. It's a thankless job on a given day. It's something that you put your whole heart and soul into, and still you get a lot of questions. So I'm thankful for the people that apply. For those that weren't chosen, I think it's important to note that the committee looks for references in your application to the work that you do to see if anything would be commensurate with the work that that particular body entails. So, people that have, I know one year we had someone that had served in a different town on a planning commission seat for years. So he had a lot of experience and wanted to do that here. So that's certainly, we're excited that everybody's excited to want to volunteer, but there is a rhyme or reason. We also look at which ward everyone lives in to make sure we don't have all our planning commission in one ward. That would be unfair to the rest of the town. And we look at having dates that people have to roll off. So we do know that James Traynor had long served brilliantly our planning commission, and he served out the tenure that's allowed. So he had to roll off, and we will miss him greatly. But we think it's important to keep fresh faces and new ideas and energy on these committees, and we thank everyone that applied and those that have accepted those new positions. Good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, council, I think we have to vote on this.
Yeah.
So do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the appointees for new business item number 4.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you so much, Penelope. Thank you. New business item number 5, resolution for public alcohol sales, possession, and consumption and sound amplifying equipment for South Carolina Strawberry Festival Day, Strawberry Jam, and Strawberry Sprint and Stroll, Jacana. I think you gave us a good rundown on these previous. Barry, do we have to vote on each separate one?
There's one resolution.
One resolution. I just want to make sure before I head into that.
She can read the whole thing about in 12 seconds. It's only 3 pages.
All right, go for it. All right, council members, we've been through this annually. Do you have any additional questions that you need to ask at this point in time? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve new business item number 5.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much.
Dang, I was wanting to get her to read it. New skill you've got now.
There are no information discussion items for this evening. However, we do have several executive session items. Please note that council may take action on an executive session item listed on the agenda when they come back into public session. We do not take votes in executive sessions. Executive session item number 1 is a discussion of contractual matters relating to the purchase of real property. Item number 2, discussion of potential sale of real property located at 112 Confederate Street. Item number 3, receipt of legal advice relating to potential claims and ongoing legal matters. And item number 4, discussions incident to personnel matter regarding the search for a town manager. I need a motion to move into executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Have a motion?
I'll second.
And a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, and we will return. Thank you for your patience. I need a motion to return to regular session,
Make a
please.
motion to return to regular session.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, let the record reflect that no vote was taken in executive session on any item.
I'd like to make a motion to pursue the terms as discussed during executive session for staff to move forward with negotiations in relation to the potential sale of real property at 112 Confederate Street.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
All right. That wraps up our agenda for this evening. Is there anything for the good of the whole, Ben?
Really encourage everyone to volunteer. I know that the times that I volunteered, it is so much fun. It doesn't really seem like work. You get to see a lot of people that you don't know, meet people, see people you haven't seen in a while, and it's a big need that needs to be satisfied. So don't overlook it. Most of them are short time periods and can be a whole lot of fun. So, and while we were on record, I have to say I have to settle a gentleman's bet tonight with a recent with myself and Mr. Garrison over the Clemson and Alabama football game. So basketball game.
We beat y'all football too.
No, we pounded. So I reluctantly have to give Mr. Garrison a roll tide.
All righty. All right, Mr. Garrison,
I appreciate
while you're
that.
in receipt of that.
Yes. I'm gonna, well, unfortunately, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. I lost my brother-in-law a couple weeks ago. Brother-in-law, but just as much family, just no blood. I found this quote that says, live your life so that the maximum number of people will attend your funeral. And he was somebody who got me into public service, got me into the fire service, got me that bug to serve other people and think of others before you think of yourself. And looking at the number of people that was at his funeral and at his wake and everything, it was a testament to the impact that he had on so many people. And Ricky Jolly, that was his name. He's gonna be missed. So, thanks.
Thank you.
And roll tide.
Lisa?
Want to bring up that it is prom season. All 3 of the high schools here in Fort Mill School District are going to have proms the next 3 weeks in a row. So just be mindful. If you have students that will be driving, remind them of the consequences of drinking and driving, being safe on the roads, making smart decisions. So just wanted to bring that up and make sure people are aware those are being held in Rock Hill at the McBride Hall for all 3 of them at Winthrop. So they won't be here in town, but just wanted to remind everybody of that.
Thank you. Ronnie?
I'm good.
Chris?
So there's just a lot of activity in town, and I want to, mention the Strawberry Festival gets better and better each year, and just wanted to follow up, acknowledge the police, the staff, everybody. Mayor mentioned the police, and those guys are standing out there in the heat for 12-hour days, and the police and EMTs and stuff. So it's just a great event, and just really thankful for that. And to follow up on Mr. Hudgens, get involved, volunteer, get involved in your community. This is where you live too. Volunteering is a great opportunity to meet your neighbors and give back to your community. I also want to congratulate to the South Carolina women's basketball team. That was outstanding, whether you're a Gamecock fan or not, to go undefeated. And they are part of our state, and I thought that was a great representation for the state, and that was just awesome. Watching them play was really good. And I also want to say thanks to the leadership of the council and the mayor and the staff on the request for the review of the safety things for the school zones, because we said not just signs and signage, but all safety measures.
Correct.
Which is what we're talking about. What can be done there? That was a tragedy. Beyond all tragedies, when we ask people to volunteer and get involved, and then something like that happens. Things happen, it's a tragedy, but I appreciate everyone stepping forward to ask what could be done to help prevent that in the future.
Wonderful. I have a couple of things to add. It was mentioned earlier tonight, but strawberry season has begun. The big, beautiful berries are available all over town, and it's one of the things we're known for, so enjoy. Strawberry Festival, thanks to Chicana and staff. It takes so much to do this. I hope that everyone will enjoy it and the weather does turn out well. Stormwater is supposed to rain for the next 3 days. Guys, I have a penchant for bringing up litter and people that put things in storm drains that don't belong in storm drains. I assure you, blowing down the squigglies that are falling with the pollen in big lumps and blowing them into a storm drain is not healthy either, especially if it picks up trash all along the way. We have a program that I love that you can adopt a storm drain. It is little of nothing to walk down the street to your storm drain. Keep it clean so that we all can enjoy the services that we have. Duke Power's been in our neighborhood for quite a bit lately. The work that they're doing is to enhance reliability. I assure you, the aggravation that we've had with the traffic and the flagging and all that can't compare to when we have outages that occur from tree limbs or inadequate equipment or problems, older equipment, and they're working to replace that. They don't make money if we don't get served. You know, how many things in your life do you get that they don't reduce your bill if there's an outage? I know of a few. So do know that they're doing it for the right reasons, and our staff is following all of their actions and working diligently to try and help with situations that maybe require a little extra effort, like cars going through neighborhoods. That is not the town's decision nor desire. So I am grateful for Chris Pettit and his work and our staff's work to try to hold that down to a dull roar as they complete the work that we all depend on. It's not fun to not have power. So again, I'm so proud of the decisions we're making. I thank Ray Felder openly every chance I get for her work to get us the money that made these decisions possible. Thank you all for everything you do. Spring is here. I'm looking forward to all kinds of things getting outside. So
And since we brought up NCAA, I also want to make sure we acknowledge not a hometown, but a hometown neighbor. DJ Burns is from Rock Hill area.
Winthrop.
And, played at Winthrop, went to York High School, York Prep. So as we're talking about NCAA, it's nice to be able to see a success story. It was funny seeing one of his teachers that went to Fort Mill High standing up against him in the picture. And she came to literally about mid-chest on him. So congratulations, DJ.
Well, and to that fact, I think it's an important aspect in the life we all lead today to look at what Dawn Staley, as a coach of Carolina, did right after their victory. She stopped and gave credit to Caitlin Clark for the incredible run that she had at Iowa. She didn't have to do that. You know, I've played sports all my life. You don't run into people that are willing to give the other team, but it's something we need to do. It's something that I'm so pleased is happening so that children can see how we should behave. So I'm really grateful for Dawn Staley. Chris, thank you for bringing that up. We're all proud of those Lady Gamecocks.
And the fact that she gave credit to the door shutting last year, that there was a bigger plan in place, and that the challenges from last year brought her a lot more visibility, a lot more grace to what this year brought to her and success from it.
So let's see if we can talk about the Masters next time. And then, hey, it'll be football season before you know it.
Let's go.
So I'll entertain a motion for
Make
adjournment.
a motion,
my
we
friends.
adjourn.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Cook
Second.
and a second from Councilman Wolf. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much.